Hello all and welcome to Wow Crochet. My name is Mary, and in today's tutorial it's not actually going to be a project, it's going to be a quick tip on an infinity scarf. Now let's pretend that this is a 3000 stitch infinity scarf, or maybe not so much, and we have casted on, let's say, I don't know, 140 chains to do our infinity scarf. Yes? We've done our chains and we're ready to slip stitch the chain together, and we accidentally slip stitched it in a crisscross. But this is a normal infinity scarf, right? But we haven't noticed we've slip stitched a crisscross. We've gone and done a full row of double crochets, which is your first row here. It's taken us, you know, being the fact that it's 100 million stitches there, it's probably taken us about an hour to get your double crochets in, or 40 minutes or 20, depending on how slow or fast you are. Now, we get to the end and we realise it's crooked and we have to take the whole row undone. So we've lost, say, half an hour. Then we're going to do it again and do another half an hour. Now, that's a full hour lost on a simple mistake. Okay, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do your infinity scarf without having to slip stitch your first chain. Okay, it's just going to be a little bit different than what you're used to. Just remember that you may have to adjust your pattern. If they say it needs, you know, 150 double crochets in the next row, you just may have to adjust your pattern there. Make sure you get your 150 double crochets. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. All right, let's get started. Okay. For today's tutorial, we'll be using the 10-ply cotton Glacier. Love this shade, it's very pretty. I use this particular cotton here to make shopping bags. So over the next week or so, I'll be uploading a few of the shopping bags on my madeit.com.au store. So check those out and have a look-see. In the meantime, this is our quick tip day. So we're going to chain on. Let's see, we'll chain on, let me think, we'll chain on 30. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep going, chain up your 30 and I'll meet you up. Okay, I've chained up 30, but I would like to chain up another 10 because I think it's going to be too small for this particular project. So we'll do another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So initially when you're doing an infinity scarf, what you're doing is you're slip stitching into that first stitch, and then you do your double crochets or half doubles or whatever it is the pattern's asking you to do all the way around. Occasionally when you slip stitch, you can accidentally twist your stitch. So when you're doing your double crochets all the way around, you get to the end and you realise after chaining on 2,495 stitches and having to do your double crochets all the way around that you've twisted the stitch. So you've got to take everything undone and start again. Well, my tip is that's not necessarily so. Sounds like a song. Ain't necessarily so. Okay, sorry, a bit sidetracked there. Instead of doing that, we are going to do our pattern all the way to the end. And this is what happens, okay? So let's just say we're doing double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, usually it's third chain from hook when you're doing a double crochet. So you do your double crochet there, all right? Then you do your double crochet in the next and all the way across until you get to your very last stitch. So go ahead and do that and I'll meet you up. All right, you can do the last stitch or you can just wait for me to get there. I'll meet you up. All right, here we are at the end of our row. We're going to do the last double crochet in that last chain. Okay, and this is initially what you have, right? So that's, whoops, let's do that. Okay, so that's your 30 stitches or whatever it was, 31, I can't even remember now, it doesn't really matter. Okay, what does matter is that we need to keep, we've done our, let's just say it took you an hour to do these 2,000 stitches, right? You've done your double crochets across, you spent your hour doing it, you know it's all correct, you don't need to take it undone, okay? Now, we want to make this in the round, so we bring our piece of work up. See, this way, it can never be twisted, okay? Unless you put it upside down, the bottom of the stitch, then it will be, but you know that that's the top right there, you know, okay? How do you know? Well, you know, because the bottom looks like that, your bottom looks like that, it looks the same, okay? So what you need to do is just slip stitch. Oh, let me bring that up. Sorry about that. I forgot I took that away. You slip stitch at the top, the third chain right there. So you're slip stitching in there, right there, okay? All right, and then you're going to chain up 3 like normal. 1, 2, 3, double crochet into your next stitch like normal. Actually, I tell a lie, I've skipped a stitch there, my apologies, because that stitch is there, okay? So really, you need to do another double crochet in there. That just fills up the gap, okay? And you double crochet all the way across. Now do that until you get to your last stitch, and I will meet you up. All right, here we are at the end of the row. We're going to put a double crochet in that last stitch right there, okay? And then we're going to slip stitch to join as though nothing is different. We'll chain up 1, 2, 3, put it into the next one right there, and then the next, and then I'm going to stop for a minute so I can show you. I'll do one more so I can show you what we're going to do with that bottom bit. So what you've got your, load this up a little bit, sorry, you've got your infinity scarf right there, okay? So no matter what you're doing, you're always having an infinity scarf to look like that. I think the right way is that way. And you're thinking, uh-oh, I'm going to do that bottom bit that you said not to stick together. Well, at the end of the day, you have to weave in that pesky end, don't you? Right? That pesky end right there. Now, this is the right way of the crochet, and that's your wrong way, wrong side. You can tell because the stitches, I'll show you a nice close-up so you can have a look. Your stitches look really neat and straight there, and they look kind of bubbly, okay? Right, so what you're going to do, you're going to find your little weaving needle or your darning needle, whichever you have, or a sewing needle. Doesn't really matter what you use, as long as you use it. So you're going to find the wrong side. So that was the right side, remember, and that bubbly side is the wrong side. So what we're going to do, we are going to thread our, oops, my needle's upside down, my apologies there. We're going to thread that hook, oh, I'm sorry, not the hook, the needle, okay. It's a bit split, this yarn, it's a little bit old. Okay, so you're going to put this together, both sides together, and instead of just going in and out, you're going to split the stitches. I know, the only problem with splitting, the negative is you can't take this undone. All right, so splitting the stitch will mean that nobody will know that you did it like this. Okay, nobody's none the wiser. Splitting a stitch again, in and out. Don't pull too tightly because this is cotton. If you pull too tightly, it can leave like a pull effect. Once it starts getting thicker, it means that you have gone through where you need to go through. So when that gets a bit thick, you stop and you just weave in your end as though you're weaving in your end at the end of the row, at the end of the project. Okay, so it's like that. You can go up again if you want, or backward and forward, doesn't matter. I forgot to bring my scissors, but you chop that, okay, turn it over, and it's, once you chop it, you won't see that. You won't see that at all. So it's hardly noticeable. And it is an infinity scarf, so there's going to be a back and there's going to be a front, and of course that will be your back anyway. Even if you did a normal slip stitch in the round, that would be your back, okay? Hardly noticeable. No one knows that you did it that way. It was easier for you, saved you hours and hours and hours of messing about, and there you have it. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the tutorial, don't forget to click like and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the little bell button so you can receive further tutorials. Thank you so much for watching, and ciao for now.